Right, so I have my hands on the Stampin' Hot Foil system, which is coming out available to everyone on your market at midnight, I believe, so at 12:01 a.m. on the 10th of July. So that is coming up in a couple of days. So I thought I'd do a quick run through. This is my very first time actually using this. I've done an unboxing and now it's time to actually put the pedal to the metal, so to speak, and hit the road. So you get some operating instructions, safety precautions. You can also available by scanning this wee QR code in your language to find out how to use this. You get all of these bits and pieces, and I've sort of got them dotted around here. A quick note, you will have to have the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine for this system to work. It's slightly wider than some of the other machines, so make sure that you've budgeted to have that if you don't have it already. So let's have a look. Number one, place the hot foil platform, which is this here, on the silicone platform station. So this, you've sort of got two silicone pieces. You've got these two pieces, and this one has the same symbols as the one in the picture, so that is what I'm going to follow there. So I've popped that on, and now it says to plug the power cord into the platform and the magnetic plug will snap in place. Now my machine came, we've got the plugs and bits and pieces, and then we've got this extension unit here, and so I'm going to plug that in the side. Now I need to go and plug the other end into the wall, and so I will do that. I've just unplugged it again at this end after putting the plug socket in, because I want to show you what you see here. So we've got all of these lights briefly flashing, and during the heating, which takes approximately 6 minutes, the white timer button stays lit and this red light here flashes. When the red light's solid and the white timer button flashes, I will know that it is ready. So basically, caution hot, don't touch this surface. So I'm going to pause the video and come back when those lights are showing that it's heated. So very soon our red light should be turning solid. I can feel the heat sort of when I hover above it, but remember that surface is hot, so don't be touching it. I am going, now we're ready, you heard that wee beep, this light is glowing and this light is now flashing. It says place the die flat side down on the platform and press the white timer button. Now the one I'm using is the Swiss Dots Hot Foil dies. This was one of my one of the ones that I knew when I saw it at the convention in Sydney that I really wanted. So that is going to be there. I have cut a piece here that I'm going to stick on. This will be a card center. So these Swiss dots are kind of going to form the background of that. So we've got that on there, and I need to press that red button, that timer button. And now we've got our yellow light going. When it says the platform beeps and the yellow light flashes while the die heats, it's going to take about 1 to 1.5 minutes. The white timer button and the red light stay lit. When ready, the platform beeps again and the green light turns on, and all of these lights will be lit. So that will be our cue that that is ready. It talks about building a sandwich. So if you're new to kind of die cutting, we normally would use our base plate. We would have some kind of spacer, and we have our cutting to our sort of sandwich plates. So the idea is you've got something in the middle, and then you sandwich a thing on top, and then you roll it through our die cut machine. The sandwich is going to be a little bit different. So what I'm going to need to put into this sandwich is some things that came with our Stampin' Foil machine, and it so we're going to layer some things up. I am going to be using some gold foil, and so I'm just going to pop away and grab that while we wait for those. Oh no, I've got it just here. Here's something I prepared earlier. So this is the gold Stampin' Hot Foil rolls, and I'm just going to take one of these rolls out. You get 2 of them, and there's our beeping. It is telling us it is ready. So we now take our foil and I'm not going to put all of it on there. I'm just going to get roughly the right amount. It's probably time I had some bigger scissors in this sort of area. I'm just going to cut that across. Actually, I am just going to use my trimmer over here. So I'm going to slide that through, and I'm trying not to touch the hot foil over here. So I'm going to move that out of the way a little bit with my... There we go, that gives us a bit more space. You probably can't see me cutting this off camera. I'm just going to run the trimmer down here to get a nice even cut. So it says build your sandwich by placing these items on the die in this order: foil with the shiny side down. So you've got sort of a matte finish side here, so I'm going to pop that there. I may have cut too much, sticking to my fingers a little bit. Then we've got the cardstock that we're going to put on it, which I have got here. So I've got to sort of make sure that's positioned on the center, which, oops, it's a bit sideways. Can I spin that around without touching it too much? That's better. And we have got the hot foil shim and the hot foil spacer. So this one is our hot foil shim. Going to, that's curling up a little bit, make sure that flattens out. Hot foil shim and our hot foil spacer. So there we have our sandwich ready to go. So you unplug the cord, which is part of the beauty of this, from the platform, and carefully remove it from the station, keeping the sandwich stable to prevent foil transfer. Place it on the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which I'm going to pull over, and I'm going to open it up before I sort of spin it round in front of us. I'm going to lift this up, and the idea is to hold that sandwich in place. We are then going to roll it through. It's not hot to touch this surface, and we're going to pull this through. And it doesn't tell me to do the same again. I probably could have bound it the other way, but I'm going to lift that up from the bottom, and it's warm on the bottom, but it's not super hot. However, I am going to put that back onto that platform underneath. Place the platform back on. Right, so we've done that bit there. Build the sandwich, we have put it through. Maybe I did that a bit quicker than normal. It says to do it slowly, but we shall see what the results look like. Without reversing, as the die may shift and smudge the cardstock. Place the platform back on the platform station. Remove the shim and spacer. Remove the shim. Oops, and the foil has come on there. So I'm just going to pop that aside at the moment, and I'll show you a handy little trick with one of the other tools that come with it. So peel the foil from the cardstock, and then if I want to continue, I would plug that back in, and I am going to build a bit of a card. Whoa, look at that. We've got some beautifully gold dotty paper there. Another little trick that we were shown is using the magnetic pickup tool. So if we touch it here, it is magnetic, and we can drag that onto, oops, the other grey mat that we had. And then by pressing this button here, we can release it. So then you can plug that in and let it heat up, and then we can use another die and get that happening without touching that metal shim. So here we have my first little play with the Stampin' Foil machine, and success first try, even though I probably went through my machine when I made the sandwich a bit quick. So thanks for watching.